Hello, good morning. It's good to be back. If you saw, my month of September was wild. It was bananas. And so I had to simplify and did some pre-recorded sprints. And then I took all of last week off because it was my nonprofit's big event, which went very well, but I'm still recovering. And anyway, I decided to just save live streams for today because I have needed some dang rest more than I anticipated because it has been quite a time. But I am so glad to be back. Glad to get into some things. This week, after the intensity of the last few weeks and actually really the whole summer, I feel like I'm starting to get back into the swing of things, that things are just kind of getting back to my version of normal, I guess. So really glad about that. I started to think about writing for the first time in, I don't know, probably 6 to 8 weeks this week because my mind was so occupied with everything else. So I pulled that stuff out to look at and start thinking about again. That was a really good moment. Also, it's fall now. Everything gets better for me when fall comes. I'm like looking out my window fondly. It's still warm here. I'm in Oklahoma City. This was 92 degrees yesterday, but I'm like, but it's on its way out. Fall is coming. It's just kind of like a couple of warm days, and then it's gonna cool back down again. So I'm definitely much more optimistic. Hello, Morgan. Oh, early hello to Allie, who came earlier. I'm sure she'll be back. Hello, Morgan. Wonderful to see you. How are you today? What you doing right now? What's going on in your world? I am going to start out with getting it. I have a prop. It's my journal. I just think it's so pretty. I really like to show it to people because it's so pretty. So I'm going to start out with morning pages, a little devotional action, and then I have got here we go. It's buried under a few things. Oh, more things. I have a very neat pile, but it has, this is, and multiple stuff. This is my binder where I have the printed out version of my book, which will still change a lot. But the thing is, this is exciting to me. So over the summer, if any of you were, you may or may not remember, which is fine. For the first time since starting to write this book, I started to write some stories about my work at my nonprofit, the Dragonfly Home. I had never really recorded those stories before, and I did quite a bit of that. And so coming back to my book this week for the first time since I really think maybe early August, I was like, you know what? The game has changed for me with this because I started writing out those stories. And so something I still need to get more rest this weekend, still resting from the summer, but just to think about and maybe create a plan. I'm like, oh, wow. Since I got that stuff written out in terrible, very early first draft form, but I'm like, I could legitimately finally finish an actual draft of this book. I started it 4 years ago, but things have happened since I started it that I needed to write about. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's pretty exciting for me. And this is the time of year for me to do it, the fall. Hello, Elizabeth. Wonderful to see you. Making some corrections on OneDoc and updating your website. That's fantastic. How are you doing? How have you been? In North Carolina. Has it been so long that I can't remember which Carolina you live in? I'm pretty sure it's the North one. Let me know how you have been. I'd love to know. Okay, let's get our first sprint start. Oh, Morgan also replied, just working currently. That's wonderful. I'm glad that you're working, right? Last time you were here, you were on your way to barrel race. Always exciting. Oh, North Carolina. Okay. Whew. It's been a trying few weeks. And so the fact that my brain is remembering and retaining information is very positive to me. Okay, let us get started. I'll talk to you in 25 minutes. Thank you, of course, to the wonderful HK Darkwood for her beautiful timer, and welcome back. Excuse me. How did your sprint go? Mine was pretty good. I got a phone call. I got something in my eye. So I was interrupted a couple of times, but I still managed to dig into my morning pages. I'm almost done with those. Yeah, it's just, I'm realizing that it's nice to be back. Nice to establish some normalcy again after the last couple of months. And I'm feeling the groove. That's a thing people say, right? Let's see. We were joined by Barrett. Good to see you here, Barrett. You needed the focus today. I totally understand. Glad that you could be here. Glad to be here for you. I know I love her timers. I was just like perusing through them today to select the one, and there are so many nice ones, but I just really love the aesthetic of this sunsetty, dusky, colorful mountain. That's what I'm going with. Got most of my corrections from my betas done. Ooh. So this is the next book in the pipeline that you'll be publishing, Elizabeth. Is that right? I think that's fantastic. Here's a question, Elizabeth. Do you have a set of beta readers that you always send your books to? Do you have a collection that you kind of rotate between? Because you publish so many books. Like, you are a prolific author. And so just curious to know how that works. I just really love knowing about people's process and how they go about achieving their goals. Oh, Barrett just tossed up another really great question. Do you use a form for your beta feedback? Very good question, Barrett. Yeah, all that. Elizabeth, if you care to share. Barrett did fairly well. Got a good chunk of my scheduling done for a month. Like social media scheduling or like video scheduling. Having a platform takes more work than I ever imagined. It's so true, Barrett. So I'm glad that you got a good chunk of that scheduling done. That's a good feeling to have that off your plate. And I agree. Congrats. Okay. Yeah. Yes, this book comes out the 26th. Wow. I've established betas and do you say ARC or ARC readers? No forms. Mostly just looking for any obvious errors and things I didn't like. Okay. Sounds like you've got a good system. Okay, cool. I was able, a few weeks ago, I reconnected with an intern. I had my very first intern I had. She started for me in January 2015. This is when I was at another nonprofit. Very smart, English major, excellent proofreader. I remembered this about her, and she was my intern for like a year and a half, but she's gotten married and moved. And so I just reached out. I happened to think of her. So I reached out to say hello. And we had a great conversation. And she knew, it was so funny. She knew about me writing a memoir because she listened to my podcast. And I'm like, what, you do? I was like, I don't know. It was just so unexpected. And so kind. And I was, as she was saying that, I was like, she could be an excellent beta reader when the time comes. And then, like, she's a mind reader. She texted me, I would love to be a beta reader for you if you want. And I was like, are you psychic? Are you psychic right now, Heidi? Because I definitely want to do that. That was exciting. That was like the first official communication I'd had with someone about that. And I was like, I have my first beta reader all lined up when the time comes. So that was as I was starting to shut things down for September. And so it's kind of a nice little thing to just like put in my pocket for when I got back. And that's what's happening today. I'm back today. So that was a fun experience for me. Let's see. I say ARC. Okay, right. Gotcha. And yes, congrats on the impending release. Elizabeth, I think I told you that my mom has read a couple of your books and she likes them. Hello, Maggie. Good to see you. Thanks for the hearts. And we have greetings, and we have greetings, and I love it. What wonderful vibes you all bring. Really thankful for that. Not that I would have forgotten about it, but it's just a lovely reminder to see how supportive and kind the community is. All right. Well, with that, we've been chatting a few minutes, so we can go ahead and get started on the next sprint. And away we go. I'll talk to you in 25 minutes. Welcome back. I was working up to the very last literal second of that one. Anyway, how did that go for you? Take out my earbuds. When I say earbuds, I always think, not always, I often think of the movie Air Bud, which is a movie I haven't seen because it was a little young for me when it came out, but I have a general awareness of it. And I'm like, they are like my earbuds in the sense that they're my friends because they block out other people's annoying noises. You're my buds. You're my earbuds. Allie, if she's here right now, which I think she is, can attest to the fact that I have thought that many times before and I've said it to her. Hello, Allie. Good to have you here. Maggie is premiering another Hold My Coffee video with baby chicks. That's adorable. Oh, they're so cute with their downy feathers. You don't get to use that word, that reference very often. Well, I don't. Maybe you do, Maggie. Barrett says, I did enjoy the old B-Day. Wonderful. Even if I did stop counting ages ago, back when Moses and I were writing on stone tablets. Listen, you do what you got to do, Barrett. Also, that's very silly. But you do what you got to do, right? And I appreciate a good Moses reference. Again, how often do you get a good Moses reference? I don't hear them very often. I think it's fantastic. I can't say no to baby chicks. And really, who could? Hello, Allie. Wonderful to have Allie here. The fluffies, they're so cute. I love their little peeping. You know, as I was reading your message about the baby chicks, Maggie, in the back of my head, that's what I was hearing without even meaning to. They're little peeps. It's so cute. I wish I was writing today, but I'll be listening to an audiobook while I finish getting the barn ready for the first real cold snap of the winter and possible snow. Oh my gosh. I'm a little bit jealous of you. You're in Colorado, right? I wish that we had a few nice days here this week. Excuse me. It's back up to like 90s today in Oklahoma. It was 92 yesterday, but it's like on its way out. Wait, did I say this all already? I might have said this all already, but this is what I am frequently thinking about. Like, enough with the hot weather, but it should just be a couple of days and then it should get back. I just want to feel cozy. It's hard to feel cozy when it's this hot. I can crank down the AC, light a candle, put on a blanket and pretend, but I know it's not real. I know. Holy moly, snow already battened down the hatches, Maggie. It's true. I know. No, I was scrolling through Instagram, Barrett, and I saw you were featured on the Worldwide Write-a-thon. And I was like, oh, cool. And then I was like, Barrett and I are Instagram peeps, right? And we weren't. Appalling. Why not? To be fair, I don't spend a lot of time on Instagram. I'll probably look at it once a day. But I took the app off my phone because it will suck me in. I don't got the Facebook. I don't got the Instagram. I don't got the Twitter, or even the LinkedIn on my phone, because if I can look at them through the Chrome app, but that it's different. It doesn't suck me in like if I have the actual app button just like calling me. So now we are wonderful. We got greetings going on. So nice. Starting to work on the outline. I've been procrastinating for weeks. Okay, good. Very good. Got a lot of tedious stuff done. Ugh, I love getting tedious stuff done. Uploaded the corrected files to D2D, KDP. I don't know D2D, but I do know these others. KDP, Google Play, Ingram, Spark, Publish, Drive. Wow. Yeah, that does seem tedious and very necessary, and the kind of thing that you don't feel like doing ever, but then when you've done it, you're just so glad. So that's great, Elizabeth. I'm glad to provide support for the tedium. why else am I here, right? I've been working on a resume and a cover letter. Yes, for a logistics job. Finish the resume update. That's wonderful, Allie. Allie, I can attest, has been working on this all week. And I'm very excited for you. Devin's here. Now that's taken care of. Hashtag delightful Devin. Yes, look at all this. Congratulations, Elizabeth. Way to go, everybody. This is wonderful. Had lovely 70s and 50s in the morning. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Oh, the trees are turning so pretty. We got like a month. I've been keeping an eye on fall foliage maps, and it doesn't happen in Oklahoma until like the first week of November. November. As a native Iowan, that seems very late to me. I love all the support of all the peeps. I need to take the app off my phone. This is brilliant. Well, I mean, it is. The thing is, though, that then I also don't post as often. You know, it's kind of like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Like, it's good I don't spend as much time on it, but also I don't spend as much time on it. You know what I mean? But the nice thing is that you can also take it off and put it back on when you need it. I'm sure that you'll find your rhythm, definitely. Draft to digital. Okay, cool. Elizabeth is just down with all of the acronyms, knows all the cool stuff. I'm not as in it, but this is also your career. So, of course, you know all of that stuff. I'm still sort of new to it. Good luck. Yes. Marvelous Melissa and awesome Allie. It's been a while. It's been a while. I can't say the words "it's been a while" without singing the song by the 90s one-hit wonder Stained. It's been a while since I've seen Marvelous Melissa and awesome Allie. That's fun. What a fun day. It's really nice to have you all here. Well, I guess we could probably start up a next sprint. I believe I will do 2 more. Yeah, I'll do 2 more. So I'll go a little past the 11 o'clock hour for me, but I finished my morning pages, my little Devo, and I don't mean Devo as in the 80s band who did the song Whip It. For anyone who is familiar with that reference, I mean a little devotional, but I don't get to make that joke very often either. I probably could if I tried. I'm counting on all of you to know the song and the reference. So I don't know. Also, for those keeping track, and I know you are, garbage still hasn't come today. Garbage pickup. Nope. My little Friday, I was going to say tradition. It's a service provided by the city. When I woke up this morning, I was like, I got to get the garbage out because they've been coming so early. So I got it out like around 8:15. It's 10:15 and they haven't come yet. I'm like, you guys, I rushed this out for you. Are you kidding me? What causes it? Do more people put their garbage cans out some days than others, and so they're more delayed? I don't know. These are the questions. These are the questions that I have. Oh my gosh, Elizabeth. Thank you. I feel so seen. I was like, as I'm saying it, I'm like, people are going to think, why does it matter? But I'm like, do you not have like a schedule? Thank you, Elizabeth. I feel affirmed. And on that note, I'll go ahead and pull up our next sprint. Get HK's timer loaded up again. So glad to have you all here. It feels like a reunion with just some wonderful people. Okay, I'll talk to you all in 25 minutes. Hello and welcome back. There we go. Oh, how was your sprint? I did pretty well. So I realize I am actually using these sprints. It's happening here. Using these sprints to set myself up for the rest of the weekend. So, looking at the writing that I did on my memoir earlier this summer, getting that all pulled up. Think I'm going to print it out, and then what I realized this week when I pulled it all out to work on it for the first time in a couple of months, was that I just need to review everything I have. And I've already just this week refined my outline. It's the kind of thing where it's just really starting to take shape in a way that makes more sense. And I don't know if that probably doesn't sound that exciting, but it's really exciting to me. And I am eager to spend some real time with it and feel like I have both the time, the freedom, and finally, after a very long year, frankly, but especially since about April, finally feel like I have the mental bandwidth back to think about it some more. And so that I feel like I am less enthusiastic now because the focus that I am usually capable of, that has been harder to find. There's just been a lot going on, a lot of really good things, but a lot of responsibility and a lot more than I'm used to. That's all I will say, because everything has been fine. It's just been a different kind of year. That is all. Finally, I'm starting to feel maybe more like myself again, really for the first time in quite a while. And so when I get into that mode, I'm not as like bubbly and enthusiastic. I'm like, zoop, if that makes sense. The sound is zoop. And I guess that's some kind of focus. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm glad to have the weekend to do that stuff. So that's where I am right now. Let's see. Elizabeth says, oh, first Maggie said chick cam for your chicks, for the little baby chickens. Updated my website during that one. Awesome. Oh no, managed to somehow mess up a page. We'll need to unmess it during the next sprint. I've been there, Elizabeth. I have full confidence in you that you will unmess it with efficiency and aplomb. But I really mean it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Yes, it's been nice to transition into the fall for sure. I always feel more optimistic when fall comes. It's just really hitting different this year. Also, I have, I don't really keep forgetting, but I keep remembering that I have a little photo shoot scheduled for Sunday morning with a photographer that I've worked with a bunch of times for our nonprofit for photo shoots. And she offered a special thing for people, like I had a special offer for photo shoots. And so I'm doing that on Sunday morning. And I've never done anything. I have done things like that before with other people or on my own, but never like this. So I'm excited / nervous. But she's the best and just like makes everybody feel comfortable. And I've always said that about her with other models. So I'm just believing that it will happen with me as well. Excuse me. Yeah. So also what I'll be doing this weekend is trying to figure out what clothes shall I wear for it. And thankfully I know her well enough that I might take some pics and be like, what do you think of this? Because I know she'll give me an honest answer. So that's what's happening in my world this weekend. What an unusual thing. Yes, I agree, Maggie. I think it will be fun. Yeah, I will enjoy it. Actually, Elizabeth, that's that's just the way to go into it, right? Is just be like, just have fun. Just have fun. And that always yields the best results. Well, with that, let's go ahead and fire up the last sprint for me for today. One fun thing that happens with like Preptober and then into NaNoWriMo is that you have more people hosting sprints more frequently, and you start to feel that NaNoWriMo energy coming, and that's always a lot of fun. Okay, last sprint. I'll talk to you in 25 minutes. Indeed. Happy productivity, one and all. Welcome back from the last sprint. One last thanks to HK Darkwood for her lovely timers that I enjoy using very much. How did that sprint go for you? I made pretty much all the progress that I wanted to make to get me into the rest of the day. I, for the first time, printed the writing that I did earlier in the summer. I'm pretty sure the last recorded time that I wrote anything for this book was September 5th. And that would have been that week when I realized I need to pull back for the rest of the month. And so I printed that out, and I am just excited to sit at my table in my living room and spread out everything that I've got and really look at it and really think about what I have written that I will include, what I will take out, and what is left. And then I'm like, I think I could actually, by the end of this weekend, I think I will have an actual plan for finishing this draft. The mind boggles. Also, I placed a Target order, so I will go get that at some point. Ordered some salad kits, and I ordered some kettle cooked chips because that's what I want. Leafy greens and some crunchy chips. So I'll go do that. So that took a couple of minutes. Anyway, so that wraps us up for today. Let's see here. Allie, Alexis, wonderful to see you. Thank you for all the heart faces. Elizabeth, I fixed my website during that one. I'm so glad. It sounds like it was probably an easy fix, the kind of thing where you're just like, blast, but is, not so difficult. So I'm glad you got that done. Thanks for the sprints. Thank you for being here. Got lots done, and mostly things I haven't wanted to do. That is music to my ears. I love it when I can be here and help people get some dang stuff done that is not fun, but it just eases the burden a little bit when you have pals that you're hanging out with while doing it. Yes. The first time I started doing that was in grad school, a very long time ago, 15-ish years ago when I did grad school, and I would have to study and grade and do things that I didn't particularly want to do. And so I'd grab a friend and we would go to Panera and we would work in tandem. That's what I called it. And just having the company made things so much lighter. And I've continued that ever since. And that is really what these sprints do for me. So glad to hear that, Elizabeth. Thank you, Allie Ray. Thank you, Allie Alexis. It's good to be back. Hope you're doing well. Devin did some sewing by hand and no blood this time. That sounds like a success. I am in need of knowing how to do some sewing by hand. Like I understand the basic of threading the basic thing of threading the needle and then making stitches, and I kind of remember it. I recently did a hand sewing job, and while there was no blood, it was also not very successful. So I was like, I don't have a sewing machine. So anyway, I admire your skills, Devin, as does Allie. Allie, missed you too. We got our twins here. Allie Deatherage submitted that application. Bravo. Congratulations. That's a big deal. Oh, job applications, submitting that stuff, that can feel like a heavy burden as well. So glad that we were able to all be here for you while you were doing that, Allie. That's wonderful. And Allie Alexis has just missed everybody. Awesome. Well, I imagine I will be in HK's sprints later today. Perhaps I will see some of you there as well. If not, have just a freaking fantastic weekend. Thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you for bringing all your positive vibes. What a wonderful first sprint back after 3 weeks. So thankful for each and every one of you for being here. And with that, I'm going to take off. Bye, everyone.